been lucky enough to be in conversation with Mr. Ricky Marx from Now or Never, and now abbreviated to NON. So, good evening, Ricky. How are you? And a pleasure to have you in conversation this evening.
I'm fine, thanks. The line is not that good, but I almost understood everything you said, even with your Glaswegian accent.
Don't worry, it'll get worse as the night goes on. Don't worry. So, how's things? How are you?
Things are very good. They're really going well. I mean, we've been working our asses off for the last, well, personally for the last year and a half to write this new album, and we just actually finished shooting a video yesterday. So I'm totally knackered because it stayed like 9 hours in total heat. So yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah,
it was good, but pretty tiring. And yeah, no, the first single, Until We Say Goodbye, is doing pretty well, I must say. Yes. And we're just going to come out with a second one on the 24th of August and the album on the 18th of September. So, no, we're really good.
Yeah, pushing it hard. That's good, because obviously I saw on Facebook today that stay tuned, there's exciting news coming. So is this the exciting news will be the video, or is this the album?
No, it is and the second single. And the album will be out, as I said before, in well, mid-September. So
yeah. Finished and ready to go. Yeah.
Still a bit to wait for the album, but at least a second single.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the stuff lands in my Dropbox, and I you know, I look at it, and you get a feel for the music and stuff, and you know, and then we write a review and post it to your PR company and the management company, and then you guys get the finished article from us, you know, and obviously I don't know if you got the review.
I haven't. No. Oh yeah. I got your review. Yeah, I got your review.
You know, and I guess for us it's just, you know, kind of this single from the new album is just a taster for what's to come for you guys, because you've been working hard and you've been toiling away in lockdown.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you know, personally, for the writing and all what you have to do when you record an album and all, you know, yeah, all the things that are linked to it, all this lockdown stuff didn't really, you know, do a thing, because I mean, you know, we recorded in the studio. Hopefully we recorded before everything started. So we had all the, you know, we had all the mixes and all this and all the mastering. Well, now it's all done, you know. I mean, you just send the files and things like this, same for the cover and everything. So, yeah. I mean, we were not stopped like, okay, well, we have to wait the end of all this lockdown to be able to finish the album. The album was finished. And, yeah, I mean, the only thing that sucks is the fact that, you know, you can't play it live, you can't, you know, promote it in a good way. And even now with things, you know, the way that they are, well, it seems that it's coming back, or I don't know if it's the same in Scotland, but here, you know, I mean, the cases are coming up again. So I mean, we're quite afraid that actually the only gigs that we already have booked and that are confirmed are kind of, you know, are we going to? Is it going to happen or not? Yeah. So we'll see. But I mean, in terms of recording and in terms of material, I would say it didn't change anything.
Yeah, I mean, I've been locked down in Scotland for 20 weeks.
Oh, well.
20 weeks, yeah, you know. And I kind of think, you know, I think there's certain parts of Europe got it right, you know, where, you know, I think you guys were probably 3-4 weeks ahead of Scotland and Britain, and you locked stuff down and you did the social distancing and you made things happen, and then you kind of eased it off, whereas Scotland and England were, you know, they were quite a bit behind and they were slow to react. And now, you know, England's now letting people go on holiday, and now they're locking down Spain because there's too many cases. Scotland's kind of getting back to normality a little bit. You know, there's lots of gigs. You know, that there's a thing over here called Winter Storm that
Okay.
happens.
Excuse me, that's my dog.
That's all right. That's all right. Listen, the more the merrier. Get a minute, we'll have a chat.
Taking care of me.
Do you know, it's just that this is what I say to people when I interview them. You know, for you guys, you're in the studio, and you know you're recording the music and you're doing the lyrics, and you finish it, but you can't take it out on the road.
That's the
point. And
that's
for us, it's like, you know, if I go out walking or if I'm sitting at home, I'll just, you know, fling on the music, and that's where we're lucky because we can listen to your stuff. You guys have taken the time to write it, record it, mix it, produce it, and then you can't do anything with it, you know. So exactly. It's nice when you get the chance to chat. It's nice when you get the chance to, you know, for someone to maybe play it in the background, or you go, yeah, in 3 weeks' time I've got a gig, but be frustrating that you've worked on the music for 18 months. You think it's coming to an end, and then all of a sudden it's like, shit, can't do anything with it.
Sure.
You know?
But I mean, I think in general terms that this COVID stuff, actually bands maybe have had more time to, you know, take a bit longer to write, to maybe to do some better things, you know, not just like you throw it out like this without, you know, thinking too much. And you know, I think that there's going to be some very good music that's going to come out of this.
Hopefully. I think some of the things that will happen as well, Ricky, I think you'll get, you know, there'll be gigs on probably almost every night of every week. Do you know? And maybe even the January 21 when they decide, let's have gigs on. I reckon that every band who has missed their tour, June, July, August, September, October, will be going, let's get out there. And I think places like, especially Scotland, because people love a good old rock and roll night out. As you know, they like a good old night out in Scotland.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know? And they'll be desperate to get a bit of live music to... You know, and especially new music. If you get a band that comes back and say, I haven't played here for 10 years, we're coming back, we've not written anything new, but a band that comes in and gives new music, you know, the guy just eat it up.
And less cover bands.
less cover bands.
I mean, at least maybe the clubs and you know, places like that will kind of get a bit out of the comfort zone of taking a band that, you know, they don't take any risk of gigging, you know. I don't know. That's my. I've got nothing against cover bands. I think it's great. I think it's, you know, there's several universes, you know, of music for everybody. But it's true that you know, original writing bands and things like this. It's cool too. I mean, but it's mostly the promoters that are kind of, you know, a bit scary to book, you know,
a cover band or whatever, because you don't know, what's going to come out of it, But you know, it's. I think it's just. You're right. I think there's going to be an explosion of music, and I think that it's just, you know, possibly going to be enough for everyone to go round. But exactly. I guess when you get a band who have stayed in the studio and written stuff and they want to go and play it, it's, you know, it's exciting because you've got the trepidation of you coming to Scotland or coming to England or playing a festival, and, you know, and going, this is 10 new songs or 12 new songs, and we're going to rock the shit out of it, and you'll drop yourself, you know. And I think that's what people are waiting for, you know.
I hope so.
Yeah, you know, as I say, your single that, you know, that dropped into my inbox, you know, you listen to it, you think, wow, I really enjoyed that. You know, the riff and the shred that starts, so you know it's going to be good because it's got a huge bit of power at the start of the song. Some songs will build up, but this just comes straight out of the gate, huge riff in it, a bit of shred, bosh, and away you go. And, you know, and you kind of think, you know, with a real good snare that's, you know, that's right on the money. And I think that's what's really good about your new stuff. Obviously, I'll be expecting the album to go into my inbox at some point, Ricky.
Of
If I don't,
course.
then I'll be dead upset.
Listen, after this interview, you'll get it in your inbox if you keep it for yourself till the end. Well, till mid of, of September, no problem.
Yes, I listen. I would love to, because obviously, when you get a new piece of music, you want to hear what else is there.
Yeah.
And what
No, exactly.
you
I
guys
mean,
are working on.
this first single. Of course, when you choose a single, the first single, you need to have some kind of music that I wouldn't say fit for everybody, but that is kind of more li- is more listenable. I would say
Yeah,
to a wider range of people. So of course if you've listened to the prior albums, it is pretty heavy, but I always like the fact of having a how can I say, a heavy rhythm section,
yeah,
bass, drums, and also guitar, pretty sharp guitars, but still with a lot of melodic
yeah. Influences.
influences
Yeah,
in the voice and also in the arrangements. And that's I think now it's the third album. I think it's much more mature. I would say that at the
yeah,
first one, the second one was kind of halfway, and then this one is getting more into harmonics and
yeah.
more melodic, I would say, but
It's got a
still
different feel
with
to it.
some heavy balls behind.
Yeah, it's got a different feel to it than the first two. You
Yeah.
there is a.
Also, the fact that we have a new singer, it also brings another atmosphere. I mean, his voice is a bit more, I would say, yeah, more bluesy, more Coverdale than
Yeah,
our first singer. That was much more, kind of more old school kind of, singing.
yeah. Shoot that dog right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna go into my bedroom. I think it's easier so that
Shoot the dog now. And get it over and done with, Ricky, and then we'll be good.
No,
Remember,
no, it's just
we're Scottish. We don't care. Just shoot the dog. Get it over and
yeah,
done. It's all good.
no. I won't shoot her. She's just too nice.
I'll probably get dogs abuse on here for saying shoot the dog,
There
because
you are.
I'll be
No,
like,
no, don't worry.
oh. But do you know? I think that's the thing. I think that when you have a new singer, he's got to bed in kind of to what you guys are and your riffs, and your pickups and stuff, and your melodies and your harmonies, and then he brings his part to the party. And I think when you
Exactly.
put it together, you have it's almost like a new machine. Although,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking when I was looking for a new singer. I wanted to have two kind of different worlds put together. Well, where you got somebody that is singing in a much more, I wouldn't say bluesy way, but I mean with more rock and roll in his
yeah,
voice, and that will add something new. And that also added, I would say, in my guitar playing, in the arrangements also of the keys, and all that kind of stuff, that just makes it, yeah, I wouldn't say more commercial. That's not the right word, but I would say a bit more, to a wider audience
yeah.
than
I was just going to say to you, Ricky. I think it'll appeal to a wider audience. Sometimes you have, like a certain group of people who go, yeah, we like this, and then you say we're going to change it up, get a new singer. It's got a bit of a bluesy feel about it, a bit of smokiness, and people go, I don't know if it'll fit with how NON are, but when you put it together, people go, yeah, I really like that, because it's got a, and I think also it lets you sharpen up your skills as well, because you get a new guy coming in and he's going, I've got a good vocal range, I've got a good tone. Let's bring the guitars with me. Let's bring the drums. Do you know
and
what I mean?
yeah, I mean, I know exactly what you mean, and also what will also be a great difference, I would say, live. We were talking about live before, as he doesn't have the same range, vocal range as the first one that could really reach high pitch
Yeah,
notes. Um, here we you know, he's going to, or he has already started working on the old songs, I would say, for live, where it will be, I mean, almost the same melodies, but it will be his touch. So that will also
Yeah.
also a very interesting feeling to the songs, even if they are, you know, old songs in brackets. But I mean, if you take, for example, the first video that we came out with called "Wind of Freedom,"
Yep.
uh, it's actually a song from the first album, and it's a song that really goes well when we play live. People really like it. It's pretty catchy, and I was, you know, looking for some bonuses, and I thought, yeah, maybe it will be great to take an old song, arrange it in 220, I would say, mode, and with of course the new singer. And yeah, no, he did a great job. And even if it's, you know, it doesn't 100% sounds like the original song, it's got a good feeling.
And I think that's good though as well. You know, I think that to go into the studio and mess around with bits and have a bit of the old NON, a bit of the new NON, put it together, but still have the original kind of rocky feel, but with
Exactly.
a tighter edge on it, you know. And I think that's what you're getting just now, you know, because obviously you've said the last couple of albums there they've been the way they've been. This one's got a sharper edge to it
Yeah.
that makes that I think that makes a lot of the stuff stand out more.
Exactly, and also the fact that, you know, it was I wrote the songs. I mean, you know, not in one go, but like they were pretty much the same year,
Yep.
and so you have the same, you know, I mean, the same energy and momentum, I would say, doing, you know, if you write something like in 12 months, you got 12 songs, you put them in. We did actually the first album were new songs, but also some old stuff that I wrote that I rearranged, and you can feel it. I mean, you can't feel it straight away because, of course, when you issue a new album, it's just the best in the world. So you know,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
afterwards, when you read the reviews and you listen to people of what they say and how they, you know, what they think about it, then yeah, that's what came out. It was kind of yeah, well, great, but it's, you know, some songs are like this, and you know, we're a bit lost. So I think that well, I did that already for the second one, but this one was even more you know, concentrated. I would say the writing was
Yeah,
much more.
yeah. I think for guys like us, for reviewers and stuff, you know, I work for Jace Media, and we put your single out. What we do is we either put it out as a 2 or a 4,
Mhm.
and you know, and people kind of, you know, they scurry to the pages to see what, because obviously, I think the new norm is reading music every day. You know, every
Yeah,
day we put out new music, and your single had 1,468 hits on it
yeah, that's great.
when we put it out. Now, Jace Media has between sort of 40 and 60,000 views every month. So
Hmm.
your review will still be up on the website with, you know, with the picture of you guys or the album cover, and people will still be drawn to it, you know, to go and say, what's that there, you know, because people look and go, no, what's that, and they get manoeuvred into it. And you know, we get people saying, great review, fantastic, you know, never heard the band before, but what a, honestly, what a single, brilliant. And that's what's good about this job, you know,
You?
that we can, you know, get the power to bring you guys to the masses, you know, that people like what they hear.
Yeah, exactly. But that's I mean, that I just appreciate that so much because, you know, I mean, you know, as a musician, you concentrate on your music and everything that is, you know, on the side, and not only about promotion and radios and you know, things like this, but even technical stuff. I mean, I was not used to do that back in the years with Pretty Maids. I
Yeah,
mean, the only thing you were doing is just, you know, you play and you just do your job, and we just take care of the rest. And labels were not the same as they are now. I mean, there used to be real labels that were really pushing you and backing you and investing in you and,
yeah,
and making making things happen. Now the business has totally changed. And when I formed None in 2012, I've been always playing music, but I was back into the whole thing, and I was kind of shocked of how it has it has changed, and not in a good way.
And here's the thing for you: do you? It might sound a strange question, but do you still enjoy being a rock star?
Of course.
Do you still get the same? Do you still wake up in the morning and go, "Oh, I'm going to go on stage tonight. I'm going to rock the shit out of it," or I'm going to go to the studio, I'm going to lay down 6 tracks. I've just got to feel. Some people, they get a wee bit perturbed and go, like you just said, it's not the same as it used to be. But I think that if you still have the same hunger, and you write some good songs, there's still I want to get out there and I want to do it, really.
Yeah. But I mean, like everybody, ups and downs, and someday everything is cool, the other day everything is shite. Okay, but
Ricky, did you just say shite there in the Scottish accent?
Exactly.
Did you? I kind of thought you've slipped in a bit of shite there, but was it Scottish? And I just caught that there at the end. I thought that quite good. I like that. I like that. Cool.
No, but the members of the band, we're all friends, old friends. I mean, apart from the singer that we've known for almost a couple of years, otherwise, I mean, the Renzo, the drummer, I've known since we were 5. Wow. The same with the bass player. I've known him since I was like 15. And so there's no ego trip first, because I've played with guys that have egos, and it's, I mean, it doesn't bring anything good into a family, because a band is a family. You have to live with everybody, and every day, and, everything that they, like in a family, you got good days and bad days.
Of course.
Anyway, talking of hunger and all this, I must say I had the opportunity, and I'm grateful for this, to live the real rocking life in the 80s and the early 90s with Pretty Maids, where were they really at the top, and the music business was also at the top. Everything was possible. Everything. I mean, the 80s. Even some bands have done some movies about it, if you see what I mean, like the Dirt and things like this. So, I mean, no regrets. So, I mean, we're not like kind of 20 years old, and kind of, oh yeah, we want this, of course we want it, but we've been there already, and we know the feeling. So it's everything that is happening now is just positive things, and it's just good. So we are also more relaxed in a way that you're not kind of, oh shit, this is not working and this and that, and it just kind of, we know we've done a good job now. Okay, we'll just hope that the guys behind us and the audience, of course, the listeners and all this will enjoy it, if they the choice, or not the choice, but the opportunity of listening to us, and that's thanks to you guys, because we wouldn't be able to do that.
No, of course, but I guess what you were saying there kind of resonates through. You've done it. You've been a musician for a long time, and you had a little bit of a break, and you've came back, and you get bands who, you have now get the comfort of looking back and saying, I used to be like that. I was arrogant. I was this. I was that. Now, you're like the old sea dog. You've done it all.
Exactly. Yeah. But the important thing for everybody is to be humble. And to we all doing music, or whatever, and if you write with people, and if you write with your music and humble, then that's the most important thing, because if you start to kind of blow a fuse all the time for nothing, it just doesn't work.
There's no point. I think as you get older, you kind of mellow a little bit, and you think, I've done my stuff. We're still writing good music. The fans still appreciate it. The reviewers, the PR companies still like what we're putting out. If you put an album out and people would go, there's not a good feeling about it, you would then start to think maybe it's time to hang up my spandex trousers and chill out. But
Exactly.
I think if you're still making decent music and there's still not a lot of interest in it, and yes, I guess there's a bit of, because of the name, ex Pretty Maids, people go, yeah, they were really good back in the day, but that's gone. The Pretty
Oh, they're
Maids
still
gone.
good, by the way. They're really writing good
Yes,
music. They're still doing really, really good.
yes, but for you guys, you've got to concentrate on doing the best you can. And I
Yeah.
think, obviously, when we finish, you can have my email address and drop it in my inbox, and I'll listen to it, and I'll give you my honest opinion, if
No,
that's okay,
pleasure. With
if, that,
pleasure.
if that's all right, because I think
Yeah.
it's nice to get another side of the music, and for someone to say, what do you think, and us as reviewers, we have to be honest, and tell you how good it is, how bad it is, and or if it can improve. But the thing is you guys spend the time doing it, Ricky, and I'm never going to say, oh, that was shite, because I don't have the authority. You're the musician, you're the guy who spends the months in the studio, you're the guy who spends 18 months writing, and doing your feel. And I applaud you for that, because it takes a special person to sit and write a tune, a song, a melody, a harmony, and stick it down and say to someone, right, sing that, play the drums on that. I've written that. And I think it takes a lot of guts. So,
Yeah.
it
Like,
really does.
like every passion. I mean, you just do it, and you don't think about all this. You just do it, and
Yeah.
The thing is that you have to keep your passion. If you still have it, then you'll do it all your life. If you start to
Absolutely.
feel that it's getting less important or whatever, then you got the choice. You can just sit down and listen to others' music and just
Yeah.
relax or keep on. I mean,
And let,
or
let time pass you by.
exactly. I try my best also to help other bands or other people that are starting or that
Yeah.
need a bit of advice of how to structure it a bit better and not go up
Yeah.
in 1,000 different ways in one song to make it more structured. But yeah, no, that's I must say that the producing side is also very exciting.
Of course it is. Of course it is. So what's the next plan? Album out in September.
Yeah.
What about touring with it? You have to wait, or
Well,
do you have European shows? Because I know that there's bits of Europe that are opening up. Have you got some stuff planned? Are you going to wait?
well, you see, the problem, as we spoke before, the problem is not really if it's open or not. It's that, I mean, people are scared for the moment to do anything. I mean, even if you speak to guys and say, "Where are you going on holiday?" They don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
oh no. Well, I just read that now the UK, you got a quarantine. Or if the guys that were in Spain, you have to wait. I mean, people are scared, and so normally, I mean, if everything goes within the plan, it's we have a release party in early October in France. But to be honest, I think that it will be delayed till January because same
Okay.
thing. I mean, the governments, they're not really saying, okay, we're shutting everything down.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we don't know yet. And so you have this feeling of, should I buy this ticket?
Yeah.
Concert I go. So it's impossible to kind of have even a short term or medium term view on
Yeah.
all this. But the plan is, of course, to promote it as best as possible. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of gigs in 2020. We already got 2 other gigs, so that's 3 lined up for October, November in France, north of France, and for 2021, we're working on getting a kind of promotional tour. I don't know. I think it's going to be a headliner tour, mostly an opening act tour with a known band.
Yeah.
But same thing. I mean, when you talk with promoters or bookers or whatever PR agencies or whoever you talk to, they all don't know.
No one knows. Yeah.
No, they've just the fact also that all these gigs since March up till now have been either cancelled or rescheduled for 2021. Same with festivals.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of space or room for new gigs, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Or new addings in festivals, or they, as you said before, they're just going to be gigs all every day and all this. So the future for the moment in terms of promotion is a bit, kind of, we'll see.
Yeah.
But that we've signed with an Australian American label that is called Crusader Records, but it's part of the Golden Robot group.
Golden Robot, yeah, of course.
And they are, of course, pretty active, of course, in Australia and all Asia. So I'm really working on make it possible to go and play some gigs in Japan and Australia.
Wow.
First, well, not Japan. I played already in Japan, but Australia, I've never been there. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, of course, as much as we can, and but to tell you now, yeah, we've lined up all this. I think that even AC/DC couldn't tell you that, because they just don't.
I think it's really hard, because I think it's one of those things when you say, like, what some people go, oh, so and so's coming, it's 80 quid a ticket, and AC/DC's coming, it's 95 quid a ticket, and Whitesnake were coming, that's 85 quid a ticket, and then you go, prices are terrible, and then when gigs stop, people go, I haven't been to a gig in ages, and you think, but that's just the new norm. There was blocks of gigs, now there's nothing, and people are depending on the web fests and the virtual gigs, but I think that, seeing someone in the flesh is far superior, and especially the new material.
I mean, it's the same when you, I mean, the feeling of a gig, the sound, just the bass drum, a bass drum that even if you have the best hi-fi or whatever thing at home, and you you crank it up at 11 if you can, it will not sound as when you're in front of a stage and when the drummer kicks the bass drum, you just comes up in your guts,
Yeah, absolutely.
You cannot compare all this. But
so, are you going to try and get to Scotland?
I will love to. I mean, I've never played, actually. I played once, but back in the years in the UK, I would say United Kingdom.
Yeah.
But I haven't had the opportunity to come and play, in Scotland or even outside of London, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, really would love to, because
you have to come and you have to hook up with me, and we'll get some beers, and we'll talk about your time and your Scottish women, and how fantastic it was, and how you wish you were back. Absolutely. Obviously, if you would drop me your album in my inbox.
No problem. I will do that.
Send it to Darren at Jace Media. It'll come to me, and honest to God, Ricky, I'll listen to it, and I will keep responding with you over it. But if you do manage to get to Britain, look us up. We'll get together. We'll have a beer. We'll talk about the good old days.
Not only one beer.
No, not only one. No, we'll have a few, and we can look at all these young whippersnappers who are trying to make it big, and look at the old sea dog, who's doing the business for the guys.
Exactly.
But listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We've been gas bagging for 35 minutes. But it's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you, talk about music. You could sit here all night and talk about stuff you've not spoken about, but it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you, to review your single. Please drop it in my inbox, the album, and we'll chat some more. And I wish you every success for the future. I hope that we will get to see you in Scottish shores or British shores sometime in 2021. But this is Darren from Jace Media in deep conversation about Dougs and Scottish people. And it's been an absolute pleasure, Ricky. You take care. And once this is up, I'll inbox you and let you know, and we will share it with our 40,000 followers, and you can get to your PR company, and we'll take it from there.
That's cool. Thank you so much, Darren.
That's okay. Pleasure to meet you. Keep rocking.
You too.
Yeah. Take care, buddy.
Take care.
Thanks.
Thanks. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.